Well, hey there, welcome to Worth It Wednesday. Every Wednesday we send a principle worth learning, a question worth answering, and a recommendation worth taking. Today's principle is that freedom is something you choose to experience. Now there's an associated principle with this email and kind of the content in this that applies directly to one of our core values at Path for Growth. One of our core values is freedom and responsibility. And what we always talk about for ourselves as leaders, but then also teach our team and have even started to spread into our customer base as well, is that the amount of freedom you experience is directly proportional to the amount of responsibility that you take. I'm going to say that again. The amount of freedom that you experience is directly proportional to the amount of responsibility that you take. And this is kind of a mind-blowing principle, and it's something that is so culturally not recognized so often today. And so we need to kind of break this down. There's a couple things that is worth focusing on here. The first thing that we should probably focus on is that freedom is something you experience. It's not something that you earn. And I will tell you, so often I used to fall for the lie or the myth that freedom is around the corner. That when I build this business, then I'll have freedom. When I have that relationship, then I'll have freedom. When I hit that number financially, then I'll have freedom. When I create this reality for myself, then I'll have freedom. And what's so sad about that is in the process of chasing freedom, you're making yourself a victim because you're saying there's an outcome that I am beholden to, and in beholdening yourself to that outcome, you are literally enslaving yourself. And so that's literally the opposite of freedom. And then what so often happens is you think freedom is around the corner. You get the thing that you thought you wanted, you build the business, you hire the person, you build the relationship, you move to the specific place, and you realize, I feel less free because of the thing that I created than more free. And so we have to reconceptualize what freedom is. So first of all, it's an experience, but then we talk about this in the email more in depth. This is something that took a really long time for me to understand. I'm still not positive I understand it, but it's John Piper's definition that he poses for freedom. And what he says is that freedom is the ability to do what will make you happiest in 1,000 years. I'm going to say it again. Freedom is the ability to do what will make you happiest in 1,000 years. Okay, I like this a lot because what does it not say? It doesn't say freedom is the ability to do what will make you happy. Because happiness, you and I both know, is a fleeting emotion, right? If freedom is just what makes you happy, well, freedom is ice cream, right? And you eat ice cream all the time because that's quote unquote freedom, right? But you and I both know that if I eat ice cream for half a day, do I feel more free or less free than when I started? Less free, right? So it can't be just what makes me happy. It's what makes me happy it's what makes me happy. Yes, that's an important distinction. What makes me happiest in 1,000 years. So 1,000 years conveys eternity and it conveys legacy. So what will make me happiest in 1,000 years? And let's think about that for a second. If eternity is real and I look back on my life and say, man, I did that correct. I am most happy that I did these things. What's it gonna be? Well, loving God, loving people, doing great work that serves a worthwhile purpose, sharing great meals together, enjoying the company of others, having conversations about things that are real instead of things that are fake, serving causes that I deeply believe in. Those are the things that'll make me happiest in 1,000 years. And here's what's mind-blowing. Every single one of those things is possible for me today. Like I can do there's nothing stopping me, right? If I'm not doing those things, is it because I can't? What does can't mean? Right? No, we live in this country where it's like every single one of those things, there's not a single thing that I didn't list that I can't do today. And I would argue you're the same way. So it's not that we can't, it's that we won't or we don't. And so a lot of times it's because we're not willing to do what it takes to experience freedom because we don't take responsibility for the fact that freedom is possible today. Freedom is something you can choose to experience. And in my experience, the amount of freedom that I am able to engage in is almost directly correlated to the amount of responsibility that I'm willing to take. Y'all have a killer Wednesday.